Today, we re-diving deep into the hidden science, biology, and behavior that answers one of nature's most fascinating questions. Why can parrots talk? This isn't just a random trick or a simple copycat skill. It's a survival tool, a social superpower, and a testament to how remarkably intelligent these birds truly are. We'll explore their unique vocal anatomy, their one-of-a-kind brain structure, their deep social instincts, and the evolutionary reasons that turned them into nature's most talented talkers. By the end of this video, you will never look at a pet parrot the same way again, and you will understand exactly what makes these feathered conversationalists so special. To start, we need to forget everything we think we know about how humans make sound. Humans speak using our larynx or voice box, which sits at the top of our throat and uses vocal cords to create speech. Parrots don't have a larynx like we do. Instead, they have a specialized vocal organ called the syrinx, located deep in their chest, right where their windpipe splits into the lungs. This tiny, powerful structure is the key to their talking ability, and it is far more advanced than the vocal organs of most other birds. The syrinx is made of soft muscle tissue and thin membranes, and parrots have an incredible 5 to 9 pairs of muscles controlling it, while most songbirds only have 2 to 4. This extra muscle control lets them shape and direct airflow with pinpoint precision, allowing them to create hundreds of different sounds, from high-pitched whistles and soft chirps to deep rumbling tones that sound exactly like human voices. Unlike humans, who can only make one sound at a time, parrots can even make 2 separate sounds at once, using their syrinx, a skill that lets them mimic complex words and phrases effortlessly. It is like having a built-in, ultra-precise musical instrument in their chest, tuned perfectly to copy any sound they hear. This unique anatomy is the first piece of the puzzle, but it is not the only reason parrots can talk. Even with the perfect vocal tool, a bird needs the right brain to learn and use sounds, and parrots have a brain that's wired for language in a way no other bird can match. The second and most important reason parrots can talk is their extraordinary brain structure. For decades, scientists thought only humans had the brain regions needed for language learning, but modern research has proven that parrots have a specialized brain area that acts just like the human language centers. In humans, the Broca S area handles speech production, and the Wernicke S area manages language comprehension. Parrots have a unique cluster of neurons called the medial spiriform nucleus, or SPOM, which connects to the parts of their brain that control movement, hearing, and learning. This tiny brain region is the secret to their ability to listen, memorize, and repeat sounds with incredible accuracy. What is even more amazing is that parrots have a larger forebrain relative to their body size than almost any other bird, giving them advanced cognitive skills, think, problem-solving, memory, and social learning. This isn't just true for large parrots like African greys or macaws. Even small parakeets and cockatiels have this specialized brain structure, which is why even tiny pet parrots can learn to say dozens of words. Studies have shown that parrots can memorize up to 1,000 words or more, and some can even link words to objects, actions, and emotions. They don't just repeat sounds randomly, they learn which words get attention, which words mean food or playtime, and which sounds help them connect with the creatures around them. This brain power turns simple mimicry into a form of communication, making parrots far more than just feathered tape recorders. The third critical reason parrots talk is their deep, innate social nature. Parrots are not solitary animals. They live in large, tight-knit flocks in the wild, and social connection is the most important part of their lives. In a rainforest flock, every parrot has a unique voice and call, and young parrots learn to mimic the calls of their parents and flock members from the moment they hatch. This mimicry isn't just for fun. It is how they fit in, identify their family, warn the group of danger, and form strong social bonds. A young parrot that can't copy the flock's calls will be isolated, so mimicry is a matter of survival. When parrots are raised by humans, either as pets or in rescue centers, they don't have a parrot flock to join, so they adopt their human family as their flock. To fit in and connect with their new flock, they do exactly what they would do in the wild. They mimic the sounds they hear most often. That's why pet parrots don't just learn words, they mimic doorbells, phone ringtones, microwaves, coughs, laughter, and even the sound of their owner's voice. They not trying to be funny. They trying to communicate and belong. This social drive is so strong that many parrots will talk more when they get positive attention, praise, treats, or pets, reinforcing their talking behavior. A parrot that feels loved and connected will be a much more talkative parrot, because speaking is their way of saying, "I'm part of your group." Now let us talk about the different types of parrots and their talking abilities, because not all parrots are equally skilled at human speech. The undisputed champions of talking are African gray parrots, widely considered the most intelligent parrots on Earth. African grays can learn hundreds of words, use them in context, and even understand simple concepts like color, shape, and number. One famous African gray, named Alex, studied by scientist Dr. Irene Pepperberg for 30 years, could identify 50 different objects, count up to 6, and express emotions like frustration or happiness. He didn't just mimic words, he used them to communicate his needs, a breakthrough that changed how scientists view parrots' intelligence. Close behind African grays are Amazon parrots, known for their clear, loud voices and ability to learn phrases quickly. They love to interact with humans and often talk in response to conversation, making them popular pets. Cockatoos are also talented talkers, though they tend to be more selective, speaking only to their favorite humans. Even small parrots, like budgerigas or parakeets, can learn to talk. Male parakeets, in particular, can memorize dozens of words with clear, sweet voices. On the other hand, some parrots, like hyacinth macaws, rarely mimic human speech, even though they are highly intelligent. This shows that talking ability isn't just about brain size or anatomy, it's also about personality and social preference. Every parrot is an individual with its own likes, dislikes, and unique voice. A common myth about talking parrots is that they understand every word they say, but the truth is a little more nuanced. Parrots don't grasp human language the way we do. They can't read, write, or understand complex sentences. But they are masters of association. They learn that saying want, apple gets them a piece of fruit, that saying hello gets their owner's attention, and that saying good night happens at bedtime. Some parrots even develop their own little phrases, combining words they've learned to ask for what they want. This associative learning is a form of intelligence that's rare in the animal kingdom, and it's what makes parrot speech so magical. It is not true language, but it's a form of communication that bridges the gap between humans and birds, creating a bond that is unlike any other pet relationship. In the wild, this associative learning helps parrots survive. They learn which calls mean a predator is near, which sounds mean food is nearby, and which calls help them find a mate. In captivity, it turns them into beloved companions that can talk with the people they love. The evolutionary history of parrots also plays a key role in their talking ability. Parrots have existed on Earth for over 50 million years, evolving in the tropical and subtropical regions of the world, where dense forests create a challenging environment for communication. In a thick rainforest, visibility is low, so sound is the best way to find flock members, warn of danger, and claim territory. Parrots that could mimic a wide range of sounds had a better chance of survival. They could blend in with their flock, confuse predators, and attract mates more easily. Over millions of years, natural selection favored parrots with better vocal mimicry and larger brains, turning them into the expert talkers we know today. This evolutionary adaptation, born from the need to survive in a noisy, crowded forest, is now the reason your pet parrot can say, "I love you," or "pretty bird," from its perch. It is a stunning example of how survival instincts can turn into one of nature's most delightful traits. As we wrap up our exploration of why parrots can talk, it's clear that this ability is never just a simple trick. It has a perfect mix of a unique syrinx, a specialized language-ready brain, a deep need for social connection, and millions of years of evolutionary adaptation. Parrots don't talk because they are trying to be human. They talk because it is who they are, built by nature to communicate, connect, and thrive. Whether they are wild parrots, calling to their flock in the Amazon rainforest, or a pet parrot chatting with its owner at home, their voices are a window into their intelligence, their emotions, and their incredible place in the animal kingdom. These feathered talkers remind us that intelligence comes in all shapes and sizes, and that the natural world is full of wonders we are only just beginning to understand. The next time you hear a parrot speak, take a moment to appreciate the millions of years of science and instinct behind every word. It's not just a sound, it's a miracle of nature. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel